Welcome, ladies and gents, to the newest episode of Teen Wolf TV Time with me. Today's episode, we are talking about Insatiable, which is a pretty good name for it because it seems like the creators of Teen Wolf have an insatiable urge to make me want to die. Because this episode was the textbook definition of way too much. I'm like at a loss right now for what happens. Before I get into the whole episode, I just want to talk about Allison dying really quick because that clearly is the highlight of the episode. And while I'm smiling now, not because it was a good thing, because I'm actually pretty upset. Like, I'm way more upset about it than I thought I would be. Like, Allison this season has not been my favorite character. She's never really been my favorite character, but I understood why she needed to be around and like what purpose she served. But apparently killing her was shock value, and Christian Taylor said it himself, like the best way to like stir the pot is to kill someone, which is not necessarily true. But like I said a couple videos ago, that if they killed her, people are going to be pissed because it's like the second or third time they've killed off a female character for like no real reason. Like, I can't remember why they killed Kate Argent, but she's dead. Mama Argent is dead. Miss Blake died, and now Allison is also dead. So that's 4 chicks to how many guys have died? Like, is Gerard dead? 1. Matt, 2. I'll say 2.5 because Peter died and came back. So hopefully, maybe we can bring Allison back somehow with Banshee magic or something. I don't know. Maybe next season there'll be some gypsies that can raise the dead. I don't know, but it really upset me like a lot more than I thought it would that she died. Like, I even teared up a little bit. But it's going to be kind of hard to go through now without her because she's always the badass with the bow and arrow and the crossbow. The crossbows are whack, but whatever. The point remains that she was awesome, and I'm very upset that she died. I was thinking about doing like my favorite Allison moment, but I don't really have any because she was like either consistently like badass or she was doing weird stuff with Isaac, and you know how I felt about her doing weird stuff with Isaac. So let's just end on saying Allison Argent was a BAMF, and I will miss her and her bow and arrow a lot. She was fantastic in every single way, from her out there outfits to her bow and arrow badassery. And I'm upset that she died. I will keep watching, but I will always be just a touch bitter about it. I wasn't really that broken up about anybody else dying, like Miss Blake and all them. I was just like, oh, okay, whatever. But Allison really caught me off guard because she's a main character. But we knew there was going to be a main character to die, and we all thought it was going to be her or Styles. And the season's not over, so Styles could die too. But I don't know. My spirit is broken for Lady Argent. And Chris Argent just has no family left. Dad, sister, wife, daughter, everybody is dead. That's unfortunate. We must talk about the episode aside from the death of Allison. So we start off with Deaton sticking his fingers down people's throats like forced bulimia to throw up the demon flies that were inhabiting the twins and Isaac and whoever else. I don't know what happened to Derek's fly. I guess it just came out on its own. But everybody else had to have them manually removed. But I do appreciate the fact that Deaton is a smartass because they're like, well, why didn't you do whatever they were asking you to do? It's like, sorry, I was preoccupied by the demon coming up out of the ground, so excuse me for not being on top of my game at all times. Y'all can do stuff sometimes too. I need them to invest in like a gun or something for Lydia's taser, or like a bat, some kind of instrument to use to protect herself, because she's the only one who is virtually defenseless all the time. Like, her screaming clearly does not send out a sonic wave that hurts people like Banshee from the X-Men. She is just vulnerable at all times, so we need to get her, like, some brass knuckles, a diamond baseball bat, something that she can keep on her for when somebody gets cute with her. She can just pop them. Since Nogitsune likes to play games, they need to really, like, catch him slipping in, like, a game of Monopoly or something, because, like, Japanese backgammon or whatever the hell they're playing does not seem like a game that's easy to beat. So, see me in life or Shoots and Ladders, and then we can talk. Did anybody else catch that the deputy was like, oh yeah, I felt drawn to Beacon Hills, which means that next season he's going to be on some supernatural stuff, because that's the only way that people are drawn to Beacon Hills is when they are some brand of supernatural creature. Maybe it's a fairy, or like, what else? We've had foxes and wolves. Maybe he's like a witch, or maybe he's one of those gypsies that I was talking about. I don't know. Oh, the sheriff and Styles make me want to cry all the time, because they just love each other so much, and they're just always hugging and just so concerned with one another. Like, the parent-child relationships in this show are 10 out of 10. Allison and her dad, may she rest in peace, had a beautiful relationship. Scott and Melissa have a beautiful relationship. Styles and his dad, Kira and her parents before, like, all this stuff started happening. Like, people and their parents are just really close. Lydia and her mom are kind of cute together sometimes. Like, it's just good to see that, like, you can get along with your parents and it doesn't always have to be a point of contention like people in high school always seem to think. Hargent feels, as usual, they are no longer enemies, they are friends, despite trying to set one on fire and shoot the other. They have put that past them, they rubbed some dirt in it like boys do, and they have moved on and have embraced the olive branch of friendship in the name of the greater good. That's just beautiful. Well, Meredith is surely not the same kind of banshee as Lydia, because Meredith is a little ticky boom boom, and maybe that's what happens if you've been like a banshee for a long time. I can see how the voices in your head would kind of make you a little cray. So they're just not going to tell us who was trying to kill the twins, because Derek and Papa Argent clearly had an idea. Maybe it was that Spanish lady from wherever. Maybe that's what they were talking about when they said a name I didn't recognize. But I don't know. But Derek saved them and all good in the hood. But like, I want to know who it was, and it was kind of ghosted over. So maybe it'll be more important next season. But I wanted to know now, because it's information. I love how Coach Finstock was like, we have a strict policy against no bullying, as I tased you several times in the chest. Because that guy was a dick, and he was ready to like do some weird stuff to Meredith in that room. Like, I trust no one who is like trying to come for you behind closed doors. That is not the move. That will never be the move. He got what was coming to him. But I do want to know how Finstock and that guy know each other. Apparently they played like lacrosse together back in the day. But he can't be like, ooh, what you can't do on the field, you do off the field or something, because you are an orderly at a mental institution. So really, you're not doing so hot yourself, boo. So don't be pointing fingers. I love how Meredith was also like, Styles isn't my type, but Isaac is. And Styles was like, okay, well, he can come too. Threesomes for everybody. Get it, Meredith. Get all of that good stuff, girl. Yes. I'm jealous. I also love that Scott was like loosely forgiving of his dad. Like, he was pretty much like, shit happens, I heal, but you're still kind of an absentee father. But what I don't understand is how that would have made Scott think less of Melissa. She kicked out her husband because she thought he pushed her son down the stairs. I feel like that's like standard mother protocol. So I don't understand if there's more to the story, or if the people who wrote the line that was like, oh, Melissa might be on the outs with Scott was dumb, because if my mom told me she kicked my dad out of the house because he pushed me down some stairs when I was a kid, I don't think I would be mad at her. I'd be like, thanks, Mom. Good looking out. I need Isaac to get some tasks. because he was just like, look, Styles, you look like you're dying and nobody's saying anything, but I noticed that you look pale AF and you're gonna like kick the bucket at any moment. What's that about? These demon ninjas just swaying in the wind. They don't know what side they want to be on. And how did she lose her last little fragment of that samurai sword or katana, whatever it was? How did she lose that? Now they're trying to get everybody got. She's hiding like a punk ass. Like, over it. Then Allison dies. And we talked about that already. And I don't want to relive it because I'll rant for another 12 minutes and it'll just be too much. So let's just end it here. Reconvene after the season finale next week. And hopefully everybody will still be intact. Nobody else dies except maybe the Gitsune because I'm over his ass. Ruining everything. Killing Allison. Ugh. Just like, subscribe, comment, send me virtual hugs because this episode just about killed me. So do all that, and I'll see you next week. Love you. Bye.